Dear viewers, before we dive into today's open letter, I have something exciting for you. The best comment with the most likes will win a personalized handmade sketch card by a professional artist. For more details, stay tuned until the end or check the description box below.
Now let's move on to today's important discussion. Open letter to Kangna, acknowledging the bold spirit. Dear Kangna, India knows you as someone who doesn't hesitate to voice her opinions, no matter how controversial. Your boldness, while often celebrated, has also been a double-edged sword. You've used your platform to project a version of nationalism that, at times, feels divisive and exclusionary. In a country as diverse and complex as India, such an approach to patriotism doesn't unify, it polarizes. Chapter 1. Nationalism Gone Too Far. Your repeated insistence on your brand of nationalism has not only alienated communities, but has distorted the idea of what it means to love one's country. For instance, your controversial remarks on Mumbai, comparing it to POK, were not only reckless, but deeply hurtful to millions who take pride in the city. You repeatedly painted dissenters with the same brush, labeling them anti-national, without understanding their concerns, or appreciating that democracy thrives on different viewpoints. Nationalism is not about labeling those who disagree as enemies of the state. It is about loving your country enough to respect its plurality. Chapter 2. Missteps with Farmers and Punjab. Your comments on the farmers' protests were another misstep in what seems like an unending spiral of controversies. Farmers are the backbone of our country, and instead of showing empathy, you reduce their genuine concerns to politically motivated rebellion. Your words fueled animosity between communities, particularly in Punjab, a state with a proud history of agricultural resilience. Farmers, whether they support or oppose any particular legislation, deserve to be heard, not vilified. Your stance lacked the understanding that one doesn't need to choose between being pro-farmer and being a patriot. These are not mutually exclusive identities. Chapter 3. A questionable definition of patriotism. At times, it seems like you have positioned yourself as the sole torchbearer of nationalism, deciding who fits the mold and who doesn't. True patriotism is not about attacking your fellow citizens for having different views. It's about loving your country enough to engage in constructive dialogue. Your skewed idea of nationalism, where anyone opposing certain government policies is branded as a traitor, is damaging to the very fabric of this nation. India's strength lies in its diversity. Diversity of opinions, cultures, and religions. Your approach, instead of embracing this, seems intent on tearing it apart. Chapter 4. Apology under pressure. There have been moments where your statements backfired even with those you claim to represent. As a member of parliament from the Bharatiya Janata Party, your words carry weight, but your controversial remarks often left even your political allies distancing themselves from you. The apology you issued, whether sincere or not, came only after significant public pressure. Though it was a rare moment of humility, the damage had already been done, and for many, it was too little, too late. Chapter 5. The art that almost got forgotten. Kangna, For all your political posturing, we must not forget that you are an artist of immense talent. Your roles in films like Tanuwed's Manu and Queen made you a household name. These performances displayed a depth and versatility that few in the industry can match. In Panga, we saw a different side of you, a woman fighting for her dreams with the same fire that you display off screen, but without the antagonism. It is this Kangna, the artist, that we miss. The Kangna who once used her platform to uplift stories of empowerment has now turned into a figure whose name is more associated with controversy than with meaningful cinema. Chapter 6: Patriotism versus Divisiveness. Being a patriot doesn't mean being the loudest voice in the room. It means being the most thoughtful one. Your nationalism appears to be a form of exclusion, pushing aside those who do not fit your mold of what an Indian should be. True patriotism unites, not divides. It doesn't pit citizens against each other, nor does it pit regions against each other, as we saw with your harsh comments about Punjab and the farmers. India deserves a version of you that can uplift, not tear down. Your influence could be a force for good if used responsibly, but instead, it has often become a tool of discord, driving deeper wedges between communities rather than bridging the gap. Your public platform holds tremendous potential for building unity, yet it is often used for creating polarization. If your message is truly patriotic, it should encourage dialogue and understanding, not just controversy and conflict. In this time of rising tensions, we need voices that bring people together, not push them further apart. Chapter 7: Takeaway for the audience. Reflect on your own influence. Dear viewers, as much as this letter calls for Kangna's reflection, it is also an invitation to each of us. We all wield influence in our own ways, whether through our words, actions, or social platforms. How we choose to use that influence matters. It's easy to be loud and controversial, but true change comes from listening, understanding, and building bridges. Let's not fall into the trap of divisive narratives, but instead focus on unity, empathy, and thoughtful discourse in our daily lives. The responsibility to shape the future of our nation is shared by all of us. Use your voice, your actions, and your influence in ways that build, not destroy. Chapter 8: Nation, N.A.T.I.O.N. A takeaway for everyone. As we reflect on this open letter, let's consider the acronym NATION, N.A.T.I.O.N, which can guide us in building a stronger, more unified India. N. Nurture awareness about the diverse perspectives in our country. Without awareness, we risk falling into narrow, divisive narratives. A. Actively engage in dialogue and listen. It's through dialogue that understanding grows and solutions emerge. T. Transform the way we think about dissent. Rather than seeing it as a threat, recognize it as a strength in a vibrant democracy. I. Integrity matters. Stand firm in your beliefs but respect others. Being true to one's values while understanding others is the key to constructive dialogue. O. Open-mindedness is key to unity. Without it, we create barriers. With it, we create bridges. N. Nurture unity, bringing people together through empathy, shared experiences, and a love for diversity. Let this acronym serve as a daily reminder of how we can all contribute to a more inclusive and stronger nation. Conclusion. Time for introspection. In this open letter, we are not asking you to change who you are, but to reconsider the way you choose to express your beliefs. Your words hold power, and with that power comes the responsibility to ensure they do more good than harm. You have the talent, the platform, and the audience to make a real difference. Will you continue to be the Kangna who stokes fires of division, or will you become the Kangna who brings people together through wisdom, humility, and thoughtful discourse? This is not just an appeal for change, but a call for introspection. The India you love is vast, diverse, and complex. Embrace it, and it will embrace you back. Sincerely, a concerned citizen of India.
We encourage you to join the conversation. Share your thoughts and constructive comments below. The best comment with maximum likes will win a handmade sketch card, A6 size, created by a professional artist based on your picture. For more details, check the description box below. The promotion starts as soon as the video is published and will be valid for 7 days from the day of publishing.